man right there, number 4, Brett Favre. They're going to give Brett Favre a chance.
Going to complete, if he throws, his first NFL completion, and it's to himself.
This is what's going to make Brett Favre a good player. See, he never stopped. Very competitive. He doesn't want to go down.
To be a gunslinger, you have to look the part.
Football has had polished quarterbacks, precise quarterbacks, quarterbacks who made it look like science. And then there was Brett Favre. Favre didn't care about perfect form or cautious decisions. He played like a kid in the backyard, wild, fearless, and unshaken by failure. He'd throw the interception, shake it off, and the very next drive, try the same throw again, and hit it for a touchdown. He wasn't just a quarterback, he was an entertainer, a warrior, and a gambler rolled into one. And that's why, to this day, Brett Favre stands as the greatest gunslinger the NFL has ever seen. Favre's NFL career almost ended before it began. Drafted in the second round in 1991 by the Atlanta Falcons, he entered the league with raw talent but little discipline. He was overweight, he partied, he lacked polish. Head coach Jerry Glanville didn't want him, didn't trust him, and refused to put him on the field. In fact, Glanville once joked it would take a plane crash for Favre to get playing time. Harsh words, but they showed just how far Favre had to go. But Favre was fueled by something deeper, stubborn pride. Every slight, every dismissal became motivation. He might not have had opportunity in Atlanta, but he knew if he ever got a shot, he would make people pay for doubting him. That chance came in 1992 when the Green Bay Packers traded for him. It wasn't a blockbuster move. Most thought it was a gamble at best. At first, it looked like the doubters were right. Favre's throws in practice were wild. He fumbled handoffs. He looked nervous. Even some teammates weren't sure he was ready. But then came week 3 against Cincinnati. Don Majkowski, the starter, went down hurt. Lambeau Field fell silent. Favre jogged in. His first few throws, ugly. But when it mattered most, with the game on the line, everything clicked. He unleashed 3 darts down the field, capped with a game-winning touchdown pass to Kitrick Taylor. The stadium shook with noise. The Packers had found their quarterback, and Favre had found his stage. From that moment, he never gave the job back. What made Brett Favre different was his belief in his arm. Most quarterbacks weigh risk and reward. Favre only saw opportunity. If there was even the smallest window, he fired. Between linebackers, he tried it. Across his body on the run, he tried it. 60 yards into double coverage, he tried it. Sometimes it was heartbreak, but just as often, it was jaw-dropping brilliance. Fans loved it because you never knew what was coming. With Favre, every play carried the possibility of disaster or magic. And more often than not, it was magic. He made Sundays thrilling. He made defenses terrified. And he made football fun. What truly separated Favre wasn't just his arm, it was his toughness. Over his career, he took punishing hits, broken thumb, sprained ankles, concussions, bruised ribs, and yet he always lined up the next week. That's how he built his legendary streak. 297 consecutive starts at quarterback. Including playoffs, the number climbs to 321. In a position where the average starter barely lasts a handful of seasons, Favre went nearly 2 decades without missing a game. That wasn't just durability, that was willpower. Teammates often said Favre's presence gave them confidence. If he could walk, he could play. And if he could play, they believed they could win. By the mid-90s, Favre wasn't just Green Bay's quarterback, he was the face of the NFL. In 1996, he had his best season yet. 39 touchdown passes, his second straight MVP award, and a Packers team that steamrolled opponents. In Super Bowl 31, Favre delivered the performance of a lifetime. He opened with a bomb to Andre Rison. He scrambled for a rushing touchdown, and when it was over, the Packers defeated the Patriots 35-21, hoisting their first Lombardi trophy in 29 years. The image of Favre sprinting down the field, helmet raised, screaming with joy, that was Brett Favre in one picture. Childlike happiness in the middle of football's biggest stage. Of course, being a gunslinger had its cost. Favre threw more interceptions than anyone in history, 336 of them. Some were so reckless, they left even his own coaches speechless. Fans groaned, opponents laughed, and broadcasters shook their heads. But here's the thing, Favre never flinched. He'd throw a pick, come back, and try the same pass again. He played without fear of failure, and in the process, he gave fans something rare, a quarterback who felt human. You didn't just love him when he was great. You loved him because he tried, no matter the odds. Then came December 2003. The night before a Monday Night Football game against the Raiders, Favre's father died suddenly. Many assumed he would sit out. Instead, Favre played. What happened next defied belief. 399 yards, 4 touchdowns, and one of the most emotional performances in NFL history. He threw deep bombs, threaded impossible passes, and played with tears in his eyes. Even the Oakland crowd, hostile as they come, gave him a standing ovation. It was football at its purest. A son honoring his father the only way he knew how. Favre wasn't just a thrill to watch, he was dominant. 3 consecutive MVPs, 1995 to 1997. No one else has ever done it. Over 71,000 passing yards, more than 500 touchdowns. At one point, the all-time leader in completions, attempts, yards, and scores. He was the definition of longevity and excellence. And through it all, he never lost that backyard joy. His celebrations, his trash talk, his smiles, they showed a man who truly loved the game. But his story wasn't neat. Favre retired, then came back, then retired again, then came back again. Each time, the drama grew bigger. Packers fans felt betrayed when he joined the Jets, and when he signed with the Vikings, their bitter rivals, it was like a knife to the heart. But in Minnesota, Favre showed he still had magic. In 2009, at 40 years old, he threw 33 touchdowns and led the Vikings to the NFC Championship. He came within 1 game of the Super Bowl, only to lose in crushing fashion after a late interception. The retire-unretire saga became a running joke, but deep down, it showed what football meant to him. Walking away wasn't easy when the game was his life. Eventually, even Favre couldn't outrun time. His body wore down. His final season was rough. But by the time he walked away for good, he had already secured his place in history. Yes, he was reckless. Yes, he threw more picks than anyone else. But he also gave fans 20 years of unforgettable drama. The kind of football that made you jump out of your chair. Brett Favre wasn't perfect, but he was authentic. He played with toughness, emotion, and joy. And that's why, no matter what, when people talk about the word gunslinger, one name will always come up first: Brett Favre. Brett Favre's career was messy. It was unpredictable, but it was unforgettable. So, what's your favorite Brett Favre moment? Was it the Super Bowl? The Monday night after his father's death? Or maybe one of those impossible throws only he would even dare attempt? Drop your answer in the comments, hit like if you enjoyed the breakdown, and subscribe for more NFL stories. Because legends like Brett Favre don't just play the game, they redefine it.